Hi, this is Sean, and this channel's called Wolf Dog Moon. And today's the first episode of Comic Realms. If you like this kind of content, smash that like button. Subscribe to our channel for more, ring the bell for notifications, comment down below, and share with your friends. Alright, let's get into this. Alright, so as promised, this is going to be our first episode of Comic Realms, and we're going to be looking at The Incredible Hulk, number 164. This came out June 1973, Marvel Comics Group. And I'm going to let you get a good look at this here. I'll scan it slowly down here so you can see in large print here. We got Hulk will fight, and Hulk is strong, but too many of them. Too many. And we got all these bullies attacking him. And then this guy over here. I command you, eject the Hulk from the ship at 5,000 fathoms. And it says right here, introducing the macabre menace of Captain Newman and his unhuman hordes. Now, right off the bat, I'm just gonna kind of take you through the comic book and kind of highlight some of the specifics of the comic, kind of do like a sort of quick page through. But before that, I'm going to give you a quick review of this comic in case you want to pause it. Because what we're going to do here is we're going to do a spoiler-free section where we're going to just highlight this epic comic book. And then once we get to the spoiler part, if you want to pause it and come back, go get this comic book yourself and read it, then you can join us for the spoiler portion. Or you could just hang around and watch the whole video, and then you could go check out the comic, or you might want to add it to your collection. So I think that's how we're going to do it. How's that sound, Isaac? I got Isaac over here with me. How's that sound?
Sounds cool.
All right. Nice and loud so they can hear you. All right. So now, right off the bat, this issue is awesome. I loved this issue when I was a kid. And this comic's pretty old, but I bet you could get your hands on it. And you might be able to get your hands on a PDF version of it. I don't know how it works with the newer comic books and stuff. You may be able to... I know they have some subscription type services with the comic books. I don't use any of those. I have my own comic collection that I've acquired over time, and most of it's from when I was growing up, and so I don't want to do the online stuff. But if that's the only way for you to get your hands on this issue, then by all means go get this issue. This is an awesome one. I really like this, especially the Hulk and his different now I'm gonna get into this one where the Hulk, he just wants to be free. He just wants to roam the land and figure out his place on the earth. And he just doesn't want to be bothered by anybody. And so, generally, a lot of these older issues, they opened up with the Hulk kind of jumping from place to place, just looking for somewhere to be happy and to be free. And usually what happens is some other force or entity or villain ends up interrupting him and forcing him to have to fight his way back to freedom. And so that's what you have here with this particular issue of The Incredible Hulk. We have generally the Hulk is again springing from place to place. He's somewhere in the Arctic Sea near the ice wall or whatever, the polar ice area, and he's just looking to be left alone. And somehow, miraculously, he ends up embroiled in this conflict between what is like the U.S. military Navy, and this force that's under the water, this Captain Omen and his unhuman hordes. So that's how this one starts out. And right away you get into the action where the Hulk he means business. If someone tries to bother him or pester him, he doesn't have any tolerance for it. He right away will fight his way to be free again. So right away you see on this cover does an awesome job at illustrating the conflict that he's facing in this issue. And you have this right away, you see this guy here where he first of all, he has this red cape, and it looks kind of like a Dracula type thing, and he has this unusually large, almost grotesque skull, so it speaks of high intelligence. And he has a grotesque aspect to him. His teeth are gnarly and nasty and sharp, and so you get an impression. And he's pointing at the Hulk, and what he's saying, this guy's in charge of the depths of the 5,000 fathoms. So this guy is already, he feels almost like he's a god or something. His mind has been warped, and you can just, it's echoed in the fact that he has these grotesque features and stuff. And so he's a megalomaniac. You can just tell from looking at him. And then he has this shadow on him. What is casting this shadow? He can't even exist in the light. He's so warped and weird. And then you have these strange brutes. They look, their eyes are yellow, almost like they're demonically possessed. And they're grotesque also, because they're like massively swole and stout and also short. Look at their legs and feet. They have a strange tree stump look to them. So right away you get this awesome illustration on the cover that takes you into what the Hulk's going to be facing in this issue. So, and then you get this warning that's telling you that this is going to happen. So in a second, we're going to take you inside and kind of give you a page by page look at some of the big moments and stuff. But again, we encourage you to check out this issue. You may be able to pick this up at like a flea market or something, or at a comic book convention. And I wouldn't think it would be too expensive to get your hands on. I particularly enjoy these Incredible Hulks and stories from back in the day. And this again was back in 1973, because you get this awesome version of the Incredible Hulk where he hates Bruce Banner. He doesn't like Bruce Banner because Bruce Banner is his alter ego, where Bruce Banner is always trying to get back to being a civilized man, and he's supposed to be a scientist and civilized, and the Hulk is this incredible brute. He's this behemoth, and he just wants to be free, and he just wants to be left alone, and no one will leave him alone. So that's how this one starts off as well. So you have that as a backdrop for all the different interactions that the Hulk's gonna have. He knows about Bruce Banner, and he also knows that if he loses a fight, then he reverts back to Bruce Banner and once again is locked in this strange prison inside Bruce Banner's mind somewhere. Alright, so again, if you want to go get this comic in some form or fashion and you don't want to be spoiled, now's the time to do it, because we are now entering the spoiler zone. 3, 2, 1. We warned you. Let's get into it. Alright, so we're going to take a close-up look of this issue and show you what you can expect in here. Now, first of all, these old comics are awesome. They have these awesome ads in them. And I love looking at the ads just alone. I was telling my son about these ads and that this stuff is real. You could order this stuff and it told you exactly what to do. Like they did cash on delivery. How epic is that? It's so epic. I mean, I wish they did that nowadays. And you just gave them the stamp, the postage amount, and how much it costs. It tells you down below. And that's how they used to do it. That's epic. Alright, so let's get into this issue. I kept you in suspense long enough. So we got here again, Stan Lee presents the Hulk. And here you can see up here is all the artists and letterers and all that stuff. I tended not to pay attention to that stuff when I was a kid. All I cared about was the story. So we have the Phantom from 5,000 Fathoms. And what's cool about this is they start off with this epic poem right here. And I'll let you read that for a second. You can pause the screen. But they start off, they open up with this awesome poem. And so you have, this is supposed to be this dumb brute and stuff in the Incredible Hulk. But you get this awesome story that goes along with this. I was reading this comic right here and I told my son this would be an awesome movie. Why can't they do a movie like this? We know the answer, but this would make an awesome movie. So this is what it says right here. And I'll let you read that. And then what I thought was, I'll tell you what I thought was cool in a second. So I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to get the whole comic page in here. And then I'm going to give you a close-up again so you can read for yourself. I'm trying to keep this steady and stuff. But what I like right here is this introduction with this arrow. It's kind of telling you, okay, it says, the jolly green golem is lost on the icebound shores of the Arctic Ocean. And that's all you need to know, true believer. From here on, you're on your own. I like that. So it takes you into this awesome epic, and it also warns you at the same time that this is going to be an adventure. So it's cool. And here's the details down here. So you got 1973 June right here. See if it'll, yep, number 164 June 1973. All right, so, and the way I got this comic, because I'm not that old, is I traded candy for this comic book, believe it or not. I think I traded some, I think it was a bunch of Jolly Ranchers and Hot Balls and stuff for this comic. And the kid thought he thought I was crazy to trade away all my candy just to get this comic book. But I thought he was crazy. And then, okay, here's what it says right here. And it tells you right here, which is cool, in the last issue. So if you don't have the issue before this, I probably do somewhere. But this one stood out for me, so that's why I grabbed it. But they'll tell you what happened in the previous issue, which is cool. And then so, here's the parts I was talking about where the Hulk is just trying to mind his own business, be free, and find who he is. And then he just runs out of icebergs to jump on. And then he ends up in the water. And almost immediately, he encounters some kind of naval submarine. And here's, you got this epic confrontation right away where they know it's the Hulk, which is awesome. And then this is zooming away, and he already doesn't have patience for what they're all about because he noticed their periscope right away, which is awesome. So the Hulk is supposed to be the stupid brute, but he's next level in a lot of ways with just being direct and understanding what's going on. And he just takes, it's hilarious to me, one punch and he takes out this submarine, and then they're in big trouble. So that's cool. And then right here it says continue after next page, and I'm just going to show you quickly that this is one of my favorite ever comics ads that in marketing things that were in a lot of these old comic books. You have this guy gets dirt kicked into his face, and he's with his woman, and then he's skinny and frail, and this guy just threatens him and stuff, and he can't do anything about it. So he gets this Charles Atlas program so he can work out because he's had enough, and he does the program and stuff, and sure enough, later he encounters the same bully and he's able to punch him out. And his girl is all impressed with him and stuff. And everyone else is too, because this guy was a jerk. So I always liked that. So you could get his program and stuff, and it gave you like what you're supposed to do and stuff to get that. So, and then this continues on with some, okay, right away, this Captain Omen guy is introduced, and all of his goons who are specially, they've been adapted to this underwater fathoms. And thus they're extra strong and stout. Almost, they got like a tree trunk look to them and stuff. Almost, you know, they look, I like the way they're drawn and stuff. And this guy's an evil genius. And he has this complicated plan of how he's taking over the underwater domain. And he's laying claim to all the land at the bottom of the ocean. And he knows that eventually the governments of the world are gonna find out what he's doing, but he's already surveyed the land down below, and now he owns that underwater realm, and he is the ruler there. So right away he has these awesome this awesome vehicle with these tendrils and tentacles that he can use to, he wraps up the entire submarine, because at first in this issue it's presented as if he's trying to rescue this submarine that's been destroyed. But quickly you find that he discovers the Hulk and how strong he is, and already he has designs on what he's going to do with the Hulk, and his goal is going to be able to make him a slave, and so that he can use the Hulk to further his goals and stuff and achieve what he's trying to do. So again, you got more really cool ads and stuff, and that you could order goat carts and stuff. And this stuff was real. You could actually do this. You get this free tackle and grab bag and stuff from these different places. And then you could get this cool Revolutionary War set. And it told you how to do it and stuff. And it was only $1.98. And then it has the coupon over here, which would give you the instructions and stuff. So even the ads were cute and cool and stuff like that. So we're going to continue on with this one. So, but give me 1 second, please. All right, we're back. So right away you find that he's able to, this Captain Omen guy has all this technology and stuff that he can use to bring this submarine in, and then already they're harassing the Incredible Hulk. Hulk just wants to know where he is, why they brought him into the ship, and why don't they just leave him alone and stuff. And at first they try to sweet talk the Hulk and schmooze with him and explain what they're trying to do. They explain all the different surveying of the water underneath the water, and eventually they're going to put their flag up and stuff. It's when the other nations come down to the bottom of the sea. This guy will be the ruler of the sea down below the land. And what's cool about this is the Hulk doesn't care about any of this stuff. He just wants to be free, and now they won't let him go. And so right away he's just going to smash and destroy everything, and now they are going to try to stop him, which is cool. And remember, the madder Hulk gets, the stronger he gets. And so then you got more cool ads and stuff. This time for being a wear the badge of the future in conservation. Get free facts about exciting outdoor careers. It's pretty cool. You could do forest ranger and stuff like that, and you would do classes through this advertisement, which is cool. So then you have right away the Hulk. No one can stop him, so he's gonna escape. But this Captain Omen somehow has a plan to prevent the Hulk from getting away. And then what's cool, okay, up to this point, right? Before I move to the other page, I hope you didn't get you probably got a little bit of a sneak peek of that. But right before, up until this point, everything has been within the realms of the Earth, where you can, he has, for example, Captain Omen has all this technology and stuff. So those tentacles that came out and wrapped around the submarine, and also the Hulk, they were just some kind of advanced technology, right? Okay, so now all of a sudden, boom, you have insane Toad. It tells you right here, and I'm going to zoom away so you can get a good look at this. It's so epic because, okay, all of a sudden they have these fantastical creatures that they also employ as part of their armada. You have the dreaded toad whales, those awesome half-mythological creatures sometimes glimpsed by foolhardy undersea explorers, the ones who are pulled from the sea's embrace with their minds permanently shattered. It's so epic when you see this. They're horrific monsters. So you know that this guy is evil. This Captain Omen and everything that they're about. It's not cute. It's not, at first it seemed kind of whimsical that this guy, he's just a goofball at the bottom of the ocean trying to, establish a permanent claim to the land down there, which who cares about the land at the bottom of the ocean? That's what makes it kind of cute and whimsical, but also he's just a weirdo. But then once you see these horrific demonic monsters that he employs, okay, now this guy's a real threat and he's actually very dangerous. So that's how I always interpreted that scene. You just have this guy, he's more than what he appears. So then since that craziness has happened, S.H.I.E.L.D. is introduced. So Nick Fury shows up and somehow he's involved. And then they have this Colonel comes up to try to introduce himself because he's now entered the scene where he's going to be part of this mission, this special mission. And his name is Colonel John D. Armbruster. So he's like a quintessential military guy. He's smoking a pipe. He's got the huge hands and the gnarled hands and stuff. And he looks like he means business, and he's made of stone and stuff. He's got the gold watch and all that stuff. And he almost kind of looks like John Cena if you're familiar with the wrestler. So it's pretty cool in that way. So then, see, sometimes it's hard to turn the pages, Isaac. So right away, eventually the Hulk, he has to revert to his true form, which is Bruce Banner, just a mild-mannered scientist. And so once Captain Omen sees this transformation, now he has even more machinations that he can use the Hulk and Bruce Banner for, because he can have someone to talk to that is just as brilliant as he is, and then he can have this brute, the Hulk, do his work for him. And what's strange is that his fellow workers that have been conditioned to be at the bottom of the sea, they've never seen the sun. They've never seen above the ocean. So this Captain Omen employs metal, birds, and machinations to try to convince them that this is the life for them under the sea. But already, as you could probably guess and imagine, these guys would like to see the outside world above the 5,000 fathoms. They'd like to see. They also have the call to be free and stuff. So it's pretty awesome. Captain Omen tries to show them these fake visuals, which are used. They use lasers and stuff like that to try to make it seem real. And these guys, they're almost like Borg-like. They all got the same haircut and stuff. But already you can tell that that's not going to be what they want. They want to see the real clouds and feel the sun and stuff, and smell the fresh air. So right away later, and I'm just going to cruise through this part quickly, but right away already they're going to stop pushing Bruce Banner, and he doesn't even know how he ended up here. So he's disoriented, and trying to figure out what's going on, and they're already pushing him and stuff, and these guys are already trying to figure out from Bruce Banner, because he can answer questions and stuff where the Hulk is unwilling. So right away there's a conflict here where these guys finally can ask him, okay, is the sun, what's it like to see the sun for real? And so they're pushing, these guys are pushing back, and of course Bruce Banner can't take it, and he's going to transform into the Hulk, and he just can't take it anymore. So the Hulk is back, and Hulk means business. So then a big scrum starts on the ship, and everything is going out of control and stuff, and then Hulk is fighting and fighting and fighting, and this, of course, this guy has another plan, which is to lift up this underwater sea domed environment, and so that he can trap Hulk in there permanently. And so he plops him at the bottom of the sea, because Hulk can't escape because they're so far down beneath the water. If he tries to escape, he gets the bends. There's too much in his blood, the pressure, and he ends up knocking out and stuff. So what's awesome is Hulk's outside the ship, he escapes, but there's not a lot he can do, and this guy knows it, and so he ends up giving him something so that he can breathe, and then he's left to just following the ship. And it says here that, and I'll let you read that, the Hulk shall stalk the ocean floor at the bidding of Captain Omen for the rest of his life. And so it ends up in this sad way, but it's also epic, because now you want to go get the next issue, which right here says, well, old Greenie has got himself into a heck of a mess this time. Whatever else you got planned for April, don't start it off without Hulk number 165 to become a god. So it's a pretty awesome issue. I highly recommend it. Again, you get more of this bodybuilder stuff. They had a lot of bodybuilder stuff, and then you could order stuff in the back, these colorful colors and stuff. So gonna give you final thoughts on this one to wrap up our first episode of Comic Realms. And we have the Incredible Hulk number 164, released in June 1973. So this is one of my favorite ones. I pulled it out for this channel to show, and I started reading it, and I was having a good old time. It brought me back to when I was a kid reading this, and how epic and awesome it was. And the ending leaves you wanting more, and wanting to see how Hulk's going to get out of this terrible predicament he's in. He's stuck at the bottom of the ocean, and even though he's strong enough to escape, he can't get to the surface without some kind of help at this point. So let us know what you think down below. Comment and smash that like button and stuff, and share with your friends, and we can have a good old discussion down in the comments. But in the meantime, we hope that this video finds you having an amazing day, and we hope that you have a blessed day, and that your spirits remain high. Signing